2014. We can now cross to Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, with our correspondent Gulliver Cragg. Gulliver, because of her pro-Russian leanings, Marine Le Pen is barred from entering Ukraine. Vladimir Zelensky said in an interview just before the election that he would be happy to continue his relationship with Emmanuel Macron. So I assume there is a sigh of relief in Kiev seeing the results of the French election.
Absolutely, yes. A huge sigh of relief in Kyiv this evening. This French election was pretty closely watched in Ukraine, really, especially considering everything that's going on in this country, because people really felt that if Marine Le Pen were to be elected, it could be very, very bad news for Ukraine in terms of the support that Ukraine is getting from Western allies, and in some very concrete ways. You know, Marine Le Pen recognized the pseudo-referendum that Russia held in Crimea in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine, a referendum that was widely regarded and internationally as absolutely illegal, held at gunpoint, and with the results pretty much fabricated. Marine Le Pen said that she didn't see any reason to doubt the legitimacy of the result. And this is at a time when Russia is apparently proposing to organize very soon, actually, referendums in areas of southern Ukraine that its forces currently control. There would be a fear that if Marine Le Pen had been president of France, she might have wanted to recognize them as well. And also, of course, that she would have wanted to perhaps not immediately cancel the sanctions against Russia, but certainly not agree to applying any new ones, and that she might well have not wanted to continue supplying arms to Ukraine. Now, the Kiev authorities are going to be wanting to put pressure on France to keep up the supply of arms and to keep up the sanctions on Russia, and in particular to move towards an embargo on oil and perhaps even gas imports, something that Ukrainian leaders said that they understood that Emmanuel Macron, under the electoral pressure facing Marine Le Pen, campaigning, of course, on the cost of living in France, and the cost of fuel is, of course, an important part of that, that he could not really advocate for something like that during this election campaign, but that maybe now that this is over, or perhaps would wait until the parliamentary elections in France are over, but that then France might be persuaded to go ahead with these embargoes on Russian imports on imports from Russia of oil and gas.
Gulliver Cragg reporting from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine.